port of call is Ubud. Welcome everybody. Just had a little resort. It's only a small one, little place. I think it's about, I don't know, maybe 30 years old. It's very beautiful. Look, very pretty. So I've done 19 hours on an aeroplane to get to Bali. 19. So the first port of call was Qatar, and then from Qatar to Bali, Despansar. And then from there 2 hours in a car. If there was not much traffic, it would have taken about an hour, but because the traffic in Bali is something that you must be aware of. That's why if you come to Bali, don't hire a car. You're probably far better off getting taxis, and now with the new system, which is like Uber, you get it at half the price from what I get it at. Because I use Wayan. Wayan is not just a taxi driver, he's a friend, and he's also a wealth of information. He was actually going to study the bar, and he was going to become a solicitor. He's super intelligent. So I pay double for my ride, but I don't mind supporting somebody who's lovely, who's kind, loving, great with his family. Wonderful guy, and what a wealth of information. I just need to ask him a question and he knows somebody, or so it's not just a taxi drive, it's a friend. And we were speaking in the taxi tonight actually. I said, how long have we known each other? He said 10 years now. So it's been 10 years since I came here, started coming to Bali, and he's always been my driver. Even when, the people that I worked with before said, why are we always using Wayan? It's too expensive. I said, no, it's not. It's not expensive at all. How much do you get paid? How much do you get paid for a day's wage? Goes quiet then, doesn't it? So, he's worth every penny to me. And I did say that to him tonight. I said, I wouldn't take an Uber. These people don't even know where they're going, and you probably spend half the time driving around trying to find a place. So I'm here. Welcome everybody to Bali, Ubud. The island of Bali is. Some strange things are happening here, and I don't like to talk in any negative way, but what I find disrespectful is coming to Bali and not adjusting to the culture. Coming to Bali and setting up a business and, doing things which goes against the culture of Bali, that I find offensive, and I think it's offensive anywhere. I moved to Spain and I moved into the village of Mijas Pueblo and got to understand Christian life and respected it and respected people around me and did as much as I could to blend in, which meant that my little daughter China would go to San Sebastian school, learn Spanish. I would practice like mad to speak Spanish, do my best, even though I'm not brilliant and I can hold a conversation. But I integrated as best as I could. My issue was that I was doing readings, psychic readings and healings. And all my clients were basically Russians, German, Swedish, American, and I didn't really have maybe 3% of Spanish who came to me. So my daily conversation was in English. So I'm not, it sounds hypocritical, but when I went home, I used to go to, I was invited to the Spanish houses to eat, and we would invite them, and so we would become part of the way of life in Spain. So when things start opening up here, belonging to, different cultures, different countries, and start to build their own kind of place here. There was actually, Wayan was telling me that there was a place on Google that said Little Moscow on Google in Bali, and it was obviously a lot of Ukrainians and Russians that came and started building a kind of place of their own, and then it was on Google saying, you know, Little Moscow, and you know, it's offensive. It's not right. It isn't right. And so of course the Balinese locals said that was not right, and they had to take that down. And then the place that I stayed in last year, 8 months ago, called the Park. That's P-A-R-K. Now, prior to the Park, I used to stay at Eden Gardens. Eden Gardens was where we did our retreats. And Andre, who owned that, decided, for some reason, got back in and started opening a big place. I didn't know how big it was till I went last year. And I thought, I did mention to some of you, you'll have heard it just didn't have the energy. It was okay, but it didn't have the energy. There was something not right about it. Anyway, so there was a big hoo-ha. The government shut the place down because the locals were just so upset, because they just go against everything that the locals want, which is respect for their ceremonies, like turn the music down, play, you know, like in Bali, after 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, most places are closed. So it's more of a morning and afternoon and mid-evening, and then it closes, you know, it shuts, and that's how it should be, you know. But when I was there, they were playing music till 11, 12 o'clock, and it was loud, and so they shut them down until they can come to a compromise. But hey ho, it is the way it is. And they built something called Icon, and that's the biggest mall, and that's in Zano, and that's, people have been talking about that as well. And the funny thing that I found is flying into Bali, looking down, it's really sad. It's really sad, because it's a double-edged sword. People here who are born in Bali, who grow up in Bali, their mums and dads, they struggle. They struggle, and all they have is their land. So they build a hotel, and just everything. It's just wall-to-wall roof, and there's no greenery left, hardly. And Canggu is heartbreaking. I remember doing the videos where you guys sat at this lovely Warong little place, and I was doing videos years ago. All that road was filled with beautiful rice fields. They're all gone. It's just basically concrete jungle now, and you have to go to the north to appreciate what Bali used to be like here. So I come here because of the energy, and I come here because of the Balinese. So I have a kind of similar energy to them, in the way that I burn incense, I do my morning meditations and prayers and give thanks, blessings, and you know, and so do they. So my work doesn't look stupid here. It kind of blends, although I'm not religious. And they are predominantly Hindu here, Hindu and Muslim. I would say 80-90% Hindu and 10-20% Muslim. And they're lovely. They're all lovely. They get on really well, no problem at all. The Balinese are just beautiful people. So I come here because of that, the kindness and the love. And I come here for the energy. And people will say that it's not the same energy, but if you go to the north, or Gili Air, Gili Meno, Gili T, Gili Air is predominantly Muslim. So if you go to Gili Air, just be aware that you'll hear them singing, praying the prayers on a night and in the morning and in the evening. So you have to, if that bothers you, don't go to Gili Air, because, but that again, it doesn't bother me, not at all, because I can feel the intent of people giving thanks and prayers. So 19 hours, I haven't had much sleep, so I look a bit knackered, even though my eyes are dark, 'cause I'm half Italian anyway, but a bit tired. I'm gonna go to bed now. What time is it here? I don't know. It's got to be 10:30, 11 o'clock. I don't know what time it is where you are. Is it like 1 o'clock or something? 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock where you are? So it's bedtime for me. Oh yeah, it's 11 o'clock. Is it 11? Oh no, it's 11 minutes gone by. I don't know. So yeah, anyway, it is what it is. I just wanted to give you a shout out and tell you, as promised, I would take you around Bali when I'm here, as I do each year, share my love for Bali, and share my passion for Bali. And there you go. Praying mantis. There's a praying mantis. There's a praying mantis up there that's just eaten something. It's eating it's just flown up there, and it's found a bug and it's eating it. And then there's a lizard there at the side of it, thinking it should go over there and maybe eat the praying mantis. And there's mosquitoes too. Anyway, guys, I'm wishing you a lovely evening, whatever you're doing, till tomorrow when I wake up. I know you can't see it, but it was heading toward, now it's run away. Maybe it's realised, maybe not. Keeps going back and forth, the little gecko. I don't think it could handle a praying mantis, but who knows, maybe I'm wrong. Interesting how Mother Nature, and how there's always something eating something. So yeah, you might think that I'm sounding a bit negative about Bali. I'm not. I'm sharing this with you so you understand. If you come to Bali and say, I'm going to blame you because you told us that Bali was wonderful, and it is wonderful, but just be aware of it. You know, it's not as authentic as it used to be. I hate to use this word, and I'm sorry for using it, but it has become extremely commercialized. So the government is now all about greed, and I believe it's more greed. It's more about, than culture. Culture doesn't seem to, their culture doesn't seem to be a part of Bali anymore. They might every now and again say something, but predominantly it's, if you pay them enough for permits, you don't even need to get a permit these days, honestly. You just go online and get one. That's how bad it is. Good night. You night. Good night. Yeah, so never been to Hawaii. No, I was asked to go by one of my clients who came to one of my retreats in Bali, offered to stay as long as I wanted. But no, I haven't been. I haven't thought about it. There you go. I haven't, but they say it's beautiful. Well, I've just read your message there. Tonight I will, with all my heart, pray for you and for your wife, and for both of you to find your happiness and joy. At the breakup of my marriage, I remember I didn't want to live my first marriage because my little boy was being taken off me at that point. It felt like I wouldn't see him really. You know, I wouldn't be able to wake up in the morning. I wouldn't be able to fall asleep with him in the middle of the night, and life just didn't seem worth living. But you only understand truly what marriage and what divorce is down the line, a few years down the line, when you realise that I am so thankful for my first wife having the courage to, make the decision not to be with me anymore. And it wasn't really not being with me. And I realise that now. It was nothing to do with being with me. And I was feeling pain because I thought it was a rejection. And that's the unfortunate thing about when two people come together and they make this this very, very, very difficult decision to spend the rest of their life together. It might seem easy at the beginning because you're in love and you want to get married and you want to show your love to each other, but what if I said to you that there was something far bigger than what you ever realized, and that is that the most wonderful thing is to celebrate the time that you spend together, whether it's a day, a week, a month, 2 years, 50 years, but the time that you realize that your moment of being together is now ended, and now you've got another chapter and you will meet somebody else. And that's what happened to me. And then I look back and I'm thankful for my first wife, and now I look back on my second wife and I didn't see it the same. I thought because I'd learned from the first marriage, and I said, my second wife said, oh, we're not meant to be together anymore, kind of thing. And I got it completely, and I'm like, yes. And it wasn't about us being together, it was about us finding our path. And it wasn't easy for both my ex-wives. They struggled really badly. And so did I, but then the struggle was my fear and my emotions and my feeling let down. But what if I told you that you're never let down and your fears are only just an illusion? And once you realize this, and you realize there's a bigger picture in life, and that is that before you come here, you agree in some shape or form to be with somebody, to create something or do something, and then be on your way separately. And then you meet somebody else, and you meet somebody else, or you don't, or you stay together. The point is, marriage is really just a man-made construct, and it's all about business and partnership, meaning your two partners come together to make a partnership. It's business. It's only business. So for me, I like the idea of hand fasting, the ancient ways. I love you today, so I will spend my day with you, and at any given moment when you don't feel we're meant to be together anymore, that I will honor that as well, even though it might feel bad, because you're fearful of your path. I am stronger than that now because of my understanding, but most people don't understand that. They just don't. They look upon it as if, what, I've wasted my life. I've wasted 7 years or 5 years of my life. That's just very, very low vibration, in the sense of they're not really spiritually aware at all and understand. So I will pray for sure. And I always say this, if you're meant to be together, there's nothing that you can do to stop that. Nothing. You will be. It will all work out, always will. But if you're not meant to be, there's nothing that you can do to make it work. So, because if you're meant to be, you will. If you're not, you're not. And by accepting that is, for me, the most powerful thing in the world. It really is. So I send my love to you both, not to bring you together, but to give you the strength to move forward, whether it is together or not. Sometimes we just need a break. Sometimes we need to get off and then look back and then say, you know what, maybe I made a mistake, but then it's too late because you'll probably have met somebody else as you were meant to do. And, you know, that often happens. But again, it's not about whether you've made a mistake. That's, again, just in the mind. There's a reason why you're not together at this moment. And you have to embrace the fact that the universe has wonderful plans, your spirit world and if you believe in soul contract, it's already preordained. There's nothing you can do. It's just, I accept the way it is, and okay, if there's nothing I can do, then let's make the most of the rest of my life. But I do pray, hand on heart, but when I go to bed, I'll pray for both of you because you're both important. Okay, I'm wishing you a lovely evening, guys. Take care of yourselves. Bye. And everybody else, please pray for both of these beautiful souls tonight. Take care. Wishing you well. Bye from Bali. Bye.